ओम शांति, गुड इवनिंग आप सभी का हमारे आज के इस हिंदी टॉक सीरीज में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
I
तो
welcome
आज
you
हम
all
आपके
to
लिए
the
एक बहुत
event.
सुंदर टॉपिक लेके आए हैं
We
और
have come up
टॉपिक
with
है
a very beautiful
अपमान
topic,
सहन करने की कला में निपुणता,
which
यानी
is mastering the
मास्टरिंग
art
द
of
आर्ट
deflecting
ऑफ
insults.
डिफ्लेक्टिंग इंसल्ट। जैसे हम बारिश के समय छाता यूज करते हैं तो हमें वो भीगने से बचाता है, उसी
Similar to
तरह
how we use
जब हम
umbrella in
अम,
rain, the
अपने आप
umbrella
पर
saves
एक
us from
सुंदर
getting wet.
आंतरिक शक्ति जो ढाल
Similarly,
बना सकते हैं ताकि
the support that we can
कोई भी
have, like
प्रकार
the
का
umbrella,
इंसल्ट या कोई किसी की बातें हमें अफेक्ट ना
umbrella
कर
that
सके,
protects us from
वो भी हो
insults,
सकता
from
है।
negativity
तो
from
ये
others,
टॉपिक इसी
is
के बारे में
also
हम और
available.
गहराई से जानेंगे।
So we will today
ये तो
understand a little
बात
more
सच है
about
कि
how
कभी-कभी
that
जीवन में
symbolic
ऐसी
umbrella
बातें आ
is and
जाती
how
हैं
we
जो
can use
हमें
that. In
काफी
today's world,
अपमानजनक
we
महसूस
usually
होती
get
है,
a lot of
क्योंकि कई
events, a lot of
प्रकार के
situations where
सिचुएशन से
we
हम
do
आते
have to
हैं।
face a lot of
कई
insults.
लोग हमें
A
किस
lot
तरह
of
से बोलते
people
हैं
usually
और
come
वो
up with
उनकी एक
insults for us.
तरीका
The
होता
tone
होगा
may not
हमसे
be
बात
right,
करने
how
का।
they talk to us,
पर
it
इन
might
सब
not be
चीज़ों
right,
से हम
it may
अपने आप
feel
को
a
कैसे
little
बचा सकते
insulting.
हैं? तो
So,
ऐसे
how
कई
do we
तरीके हैं
save
जो हम
ourselves
बचा
from
सकते
those
हैं अपने आप
insults?
को। जैसे कि हम अपना रिएक्शन उसको कंट्रोल कर सकते
For
हैं,
example, we can
या
control our
जब किसी ने
reaction,
हमें इंसल्ट किया तो उसे हम पर्सनली ना लें
or we
ताकि वो
cannot
हमारे
take
अंदर रह
personally
जाए।
whatever someone else
ये भी हो
has
सकता है
said. We
कि
do
जब
not
वो
take it
ऐसी
to heart,
सिचुएशन
we can do
क्रिएट हो,
that.
कोई इंसल्ट करे या ऐसी बात बताए, तो हम उसे एक सीख की तरह से
If
लें,
such a
यानी
situation do
हमारी
arise
कोई
where someone
वीकनेस यदि वो
insults
कोई
you,
है
maybe you can
तो
use
हम
this,
उसमें
use it
उस
as an
पर काम कर
opportunity
सकते हैं।
to
और
take
ये भी हो
that
सकता है कि
criticism as
उसमें ऐसी कोई
something
बात
that you
छिपी हो
can work
जिससे
on,
हम
something
अपनी
that you can
आत्मिक शक्ति बढ़ा
learn
सकते हैं।
from, use
तो
it as a
ऐसे
feedback.
कई तरीके हैं
So
जो
there's a
ऐसी
lot of
सिचुएशन में
things
हम
like
अपने
this
आप
we
को
can do
आगे
in
बढ़ाने के लिए
situations
यूज कर
where
सकते हैं।
a lot of
तो
insults
इसी
are
टॉपिक को
being
हम और
put on
गहराई
you.
से जानेंगे और उनके
So we will
उस
go
लिए
deeper
हम
into topic.
अपने ये टॉपिक में इनवाइट करते हैं सिस्टर हंसा, जो
So we
सैक्रामेंटो
will invite
यूएस
Sister
में हमारी
Hansa
राज योगा की कोऑर्डिनेटर
from
है।
USA.
ओम शांति हंसा बेन, वेलकम।
Welcoming Sister Hansa.
हंसा बेन आपका म्यूट है।
Sister Hansa is on mute right now. She's unmuting her.
थैंक यू हंसा बेन जुड़ने के लिए।
Greetings from Sister Hansa. Thanking Shivali Behan for inviting her for
हंसा
the
बेन का
talk.
मैं थोड़ा सा परिचय एकदम शॉर्ट में करना चाहूँगी। हंसा बेन बचपन से ही
A
आपने
little
ज्ञान
introduction
को
of
अपने
Sister
जीवन में
Hansa.
धारण किया है और
She has been part
कई
of
सारे
Brahma
देशों में
Kumaris from
पिछले
a very
20
young
सालों से
age.
अपनी
She's been
सेवाएं दे
doing
रहे हैं।
services for
लेकिन
the last
फिलहाल आप
20 years.
सैक्रामेंटो में जो ब्रह्मा कुमारी का
Right now
सेंटर
she's
है
in
वहाँ पर
Sacramento
राजयोगा मेडिटेशन के टीचर हैं और कोऑर्डिनेटर भी हैं।
providing services
ये
in
जो टॉपिक हम
Sacramento.
लेके आए हैं तो हम जानना चाहते हैं कि आपके इतने सारे जीवन में, इतने सालों में आपने कई ऐसी सिचुएशंस फेस की
She
होगी
has definitely
जब
faced
किसी
a
ने
lot of
ऐसा कुछ बताया
situations where
होगा या
someone
फिर
must
कुछ
have
बोला
insulted
होगा, तो
her.
आपने
So from her
उस समय
experience, we
या
would want to
अपने
know
जीवन
how
में ऐसी
you have
कौन सी
deflected
धारणाएं
those
की है
insults, what
जो आपने
practices
इस
you have
बात को
imbibed
अपने
in
को
yourself
अफेक्ट नहीं
to
करने दिया।
ensure
तो
that that insult
हम
does not
चाहते हैं कि
affect
आप
you
हमें
personally.
थोड़ा सा इस टॉपिक पर आगे समझाएं।
So we would want you to shed some light on the topic. Sister Hansa is thanking her for the introduction and asking the question. Sister Hansa would like to welcome everyone to the event, to the talk. This is a very important topic for our self-development. This is a very important topic for our subtle powers, to work on those subtle powers. There's some issue with the mic, so she's fixing that right now. Om Shanti. Is the voice better now? Om Shanti, is the voice better now?
जी बेटर है।
Yes, it's better.
हाँ जी, थैंक यू, बेटर है।
Yes, it will work better now. Good, okay. All right. So this topic, which is mastering the art of deflecting insults. In English, the word deflecting seems to be a better word, because deflecting in psychology means that whatever situation that you are in, you can turn it into a positive situation, or you can make it into an opportunity to be inspired by the situation. So it is said a lot. A lot of saints also said this, that the person who's mentally happy is never unhappy with the insults. The one who wants a lot of respect is definitely the one who will feel a lot of insults. It is said that feeling insults and feeling pride are both a mental state. If your mental state gets affected, that can be said as a mental disturbance. But if we understand the situation in a better manner, if we understand insults in a better manner, we can deflect those insults, and that can help us concentrate on our lives and make our life a little better, a little more stable. And because of that, we can get a lot of success in our life. Now today I will tell you 3 things. First thing is, I'll tell you a story of a very wise man, a saintly man who lived in a village. Every single day he would go to a river near his house, take a bath, and then come back to his house. A very simple thing. And on the way to the river, there was one man who lived. And that man who lived on the way once had a thought that the saint always goes through this path. Let me take a test of him, and let me see how good he is. So he usually knew at what time the saint would go through that path. So he went to the terrace and stood waiting. So when the saint came back from the river after bathing, the person threw some muddy water on them, and the saint did nothing, just went back to the river, took the bath again, and then came back again. And it happened a lot of times when the man threw a lot of muddy water, and every single time the saint would go back, take the bath, and come back every single time the muddy water. At one point the man felt a little guilty, and then he asked for forgiveness because the saint had been calm throughout. And that's when saint told him that your patience will make you powerful, it will make you successful, because the other will definitely realize their mistake. That meditative state of always being calm and in peace will give you that patience. That man is similar to how people are usually in real life. They are usually testing others, they are usually hurt themselves, and they often try to test others, and they often make other people feel bad, and often they realize that once they have deflected, they have sent a lot of insults, similar to how Gautam Buddha, who used to face a lot of insults, when asked Gautam Buddha about how he never felt anything bad when someone insulted him, Gautam Buddha gave the example that if someone gave the insults, is it not my own power to not take those insults? It's only when I take the insults to my heart is when I will feel insulted. If I don't take those words, the words will not get attached to my body, it will not get attached to my heart, and the only thing I can do is bless them. So the man who must have insulted Gautam Buddha kind of felt bad that he said so many wrong things for such a saintly person, and he realized what goes around comes back around, and he realized that whatever he said did not even affect Gautam Buddha. And that's when he fell to Gautam Buddha's feet and cried that and requested that I want to have the same mental stability that Gautam Buddha you have, because I want to deflect insults like you, because I want to have that stability in my life that I do not get affected by someone else. And eventually he became a follower of Gautam Buddha. The conclusion is that whether to take someone's insult is a choice that we have to make. Whether or not someone says anything is their own power, but what we need to do with their insults is something that is our choice, whether or not I need to take it or not. So every single time you will have three choices. The first is that you get scared of someone's insult and you let the balls of insult hit you and hurt you. The second is, if the ball of insult comes at you, you catch it in your hands and then put it aside. But that can only happen if you're strong enough to catch that ball and set it aside from a very detached perspective. Not everyone is strong like that. We all are social beings and we all have very different personalities, and in the yagya and even outside we live in a society, a community, and we have all these different personalities. So conflicts are bound to happen, insults are bound to happen. But what we need to do is that whatever the situation comes, we need to understand how to use this situation as an opportunity to win over it. So we need to think from a perspective, if the situation or the person sending the insults, is that helping us learn something? Jesus Christ is another example. He was put on the cross, and Jesus Christ basically said that forgive all of these people who are putting me on the cross, because the person who insults someone else is usually the one who he tells you a few things about themselves. They are the ones who are truly powerless. The person who insults is the one who usually feels inferior. They are the ones who never realize a good, special thing about themselves. They never have something that they are proud of about themselves. They did not find a quality of themselves that they are proud of. In psychology, they tell us that the person who insults someone else is a person who's emotionally disabled, is emotionally not intelligent enough. But the person who's very strong, like that saint who never got bothered by the muddy water, so these emotionally intelligent people will always have a kind heart. They will always look at others with an empathetic heart, and whenever someone does something bad or does something insulting, the saintly person will always forgive them. They will always think of them as a sick or ill person who's hurt, and they should always be forgiven and should be treated with kindness. So the idea is to ensure that I make the choice whether or not I get affected by someone else's insults. It's always going to be my choice. In Mahabharata as well, in Gita as well, Arjun was asked to make sure that he becomes neutral. Someone who does not get bothered whether or not he gets appreciation, he gets insults, no matter what the situation, their emotional state, their mental state does not get changed. That is the person who is of mentally stable mind. We all people who have been living from morning till evening, we are all working very hard to make ends meet, to ensure that we work every single day with honesty. We are doing so much, and then why should we feel bad because of someone else's one or two insults, one or two sentences that were intended to make us feel bad. Why should we give someone else this power? Why should we change our mental stability based on someone else's thoughts about us? So I invite you today to stay in silence and think over it. Think over what is important for you. Is some stranger's one or two words important for you? Or the hard work that you have done in your life, the hard work that you do daily, is that important for you? Sometimes a few humans are sensitive, a bit sensitive, and when something does not go according to them, they feel a lot hurt, and then they get depressed. And when they get depressed, they feel inferior. But this is not wise. This is not being smart. All of us know subtly in our hearts. Our soul tells us, our inner voice tells us that no one has that power who can change my life based on a few words. They can never change my future based on a few words. They can never change my hard work, my intentions, my present. They can change nothing about my life with just a few words. Their words, therefore, have no value. It's hollow. But what is strong, what is truly real, is how I see those things, how I perceive those words, how I want to take forward the situation, maybe use it as an opportunity or use it as an insult. So how I make that choice is the most important thing. So we have to make certain rules to make our life more stable. We need to make some structure to make sure that we bring our lives to order. We need to have some mental state of mind already prepared so that I can focus on myself. You all know that in Ramayana, Lord Rama had to go to the forest as a form of punishment. In his life, Lord Rama, he met a lot of saints, and every single time he used those meetings as an opportunity to learn something. And it is told that when he wanted to become a good archer, there were a lot of problems that he had to face. In life, we face a lot of situations. Like Shakespeare also said, the world is a stage. We all are actors. We are here only to play our part. But what we need to do is just play our best part. Like in drama, sometimes a person has the role of a king, sometimes the soul has the role of a queen, a prime minister, a common person. But amongst all of those roles, the prize always is awarded to the person. The award is given to the person who plays the role best, not the role that they have played. It is always about how well you play the role instead of what role you played. Similar to that, it is about the kind of actions that we need to take in our life, whatever situations that have been given to us in the drama, we need to live all of those with the best possible way. Similar to how in drama, it's not always sure that the king will get the first prize. Sometimes in Lokic dramas, we see that even a person who played the role of a servant, it might be a small role, but if they have played it wonderfully, they were the ones who were given the award, not the king, not the person who played the part of the king. So know that what is important is how you played the role in the drama, not the kind of role that you played. So you need to create a very high goal for yourself. Everything else should be set aside. We need to set our minds stable, and when we focus on our goals, only on our lives, that is when we can deflect insults. And not only that, if someone does come in and insults us, then it might happen that in a few years, in a couple years, the person might even come and fall on our feet only because of the fact that we kept on going, that we did not get affected by their insults. There's another story about rabbit and a tortoise, that the rabbit kept on running here and there always, and the tortoise was always thought of as an inferior being who may or may not reach the destination. So the rabbit always had a negative perspective about the tortoise, and that led to overconfidence of the rabbit. And what happened next? The rabbit basically slept because of his overconfidence. But the tortoise, on the other hand, kept on walking slowly and slowly, step by step. And at the end, he won the race. Our life's success, our life's progress, the foundation of our life's progress cannot be relied on someone else's words. Someone else's words cannot be the foundation of our life. And this is something that we need to know. This is something that we need to realize. Our progress is the only companion of our life. Our progress is the only choice that we can make. Once we realize that, then no other words, no other phrases, no other sentences, no other emotions can affect us. There's another good story that I wanted to share with you. Since the topic is like this, I want to share a few stories where you can feel that you cannot get affected by even your own weaknesses. No other thing can make you feel weak. No other thing can make you feel inferior. There was this one man who had two pots. One pot was a little cracked and the other pot was perfect. So he used to make a stand on his shoulder on which to keep the pots, and then he used to go to the river to get the water in those pots. The pot that was perfect always used to have the most amount of water. It never leaked any water. But the pot that was little cracked, every single time he came back from the river, a little bit, drop by drop, was dripped from the pot. By the time he would be at home, the cracked pot would always remain with a little water. At one day, the cracked pot said to the owner that I'm of no use to you. I always, leak the water. So why don't you discard me? But the man said that no, you are very useful for me. The cracked pot was surprised and asked, how come? The man told the pot that on the way to the river, I have a few seeds of a few plants put in the soil. So whenever we come back, the cracked pot, the pot that you are saying is should be discarded, because you leak water, that water acts as the water that the plants need to grow, the seeds need to grow. So that is your use. So whenever we get to face a lot of situations where a lot of insults come our way, we start feeling inferior. Sometimes we start blaming our own destiny, we start blaming drama, we start blaming ourselves for that insult. And sometimes we don't feel that we are important enough. We ask God that, are we good enough? Why did you not put in good qualities in me? Why did you not make me important enough? Why did you make me have good talents? But the thing is that even if you don't have qualities, God knows how to use your average or below average qualities to benefit the world, similar to how even the cracked pot was useful to help the plants grow. So even if I don't have good qualities, even if I have weaknesses, the God knows how to use those weaknesses to benefit the world, to benefit others, to benefit our own lives. A couple of days ago, a person told me a very beautiful thing, that sometimes when we get insults, we start becoming angry. Is there anyone of you who get angry? I'm looking at everyone, but I'm also not looking everyone physically. I'm looking at everyone's names on the screen. So I'm asking if any one of you become angry. If someone insults you, do you get angry? So what do you do then? What should we do then? So a person told that he made a new practice for himself. He created a thought about how should he deflect those insults, how should he become peaceful despite those insults. So he talked to himself, that talking to himself is something that helps him move forward. So in order to not become angry, I made a formula. So every Monday, I think that it's the first day of the week. So why should I ruin my first day? So I should not become angry on the first day of the week. The first day should not be ruined. So I will do whatever I can to ignore that insult and be at peace. I will ignore everything. I will ignore those words. All I will need to do is be peaceful. And then comes Tuesday. Tuesday is the day of Lords, of Lord Shiva. It's Mangalwar, which is a very auspicious day. So it's being an auspicious day, I should not become angry. Because it's an auspicious day, I should always keep a pure mind. I should not become angry. So I will not become angry on Tuesday as well. When the Wednesday came, Wednesday also is a day of Lord, and a lot of fasts are done there. So again, I should not be angry. On Thursday, which is the Satguru Var, it's the day of Guru and the day of teacher. So why should I be angry? And then Friday, which is the day of saying thanks, I should always be thankful. Why should I be angry? And on Saturday, which is the day of Lord Shani, who's the Lord who destroys everything, the thought is that why should I anger a powerful God like that? So I should not anger him. So I should not be angry at all. On Sunday, I realized that it's the day of resting. It's the day of relaxation. So I should not get angry. I should stay relaxed. So in this way, for every single day, he had some or the other excuse to not be angry. And he knew that every single day, every single minute, there must be some or the other thing that could make him angry. But always, every single time he came up with some or the other excuse, a rational excuse, he became creative and gave himself the excuses of why he should not get angry. That became his mantra, that became his formula. The conclusion of this entire thing is that we got human lives. This human life is a gift. And within this gift, we get a choice of how we want to live this life. It also gives us the gift of how creative we should be. It is our choice how creative we can be, of how creatively we can address the situations, of how we can stay at peace, no matter what the situation in front of us. In scriptures, it is said that the soul is truly a blissful being, and we all are souls who take the body to play its role in this eternal world drama. But our original nature is of being at bliss. If I keep on thinking about it, if I keep on reliving that nature of myself, if I keep on
Shanti Gajan,
I can start feeling that bliss on a regular basis. Every single minute I can feel that bliss. But when we say this to someone else, they realize that this is something that they already know, and they tell us that I already know that no one's words can actually really impact my life. They know it theoretically. Even in Ramayana, there's this part that when Angad went to Ravan's court, Ravan insulted Angad, but Angad stayed stable, and instead he challenged Ravan to move his leg. He stabilized his leg and asked Ravan if he can move that leg, he will say sorry. And everyone in the court of Ravan tried to move Angad's legs. Eventually, no one could move it because Angad was stable-minded. And eventually, all of them realized that every single time they tried to move Angad's leg, they were basically falling on his feet and touching his feet as if they are respecting him. So instead of being insulted, Angad turned the situation into which others felt that they were falling on his feet, respecting him. And what Angad did was stay stable the entire time. He stayed calm and he stayed peaceful. He stayed mindful. He was kind the entire time. So people sometimes ask us, how should we become confident? How should we realize our inner peace, our inner stability? So I will give you a few tips today. Do you guys want tips today? You can raise your hands, because we all know theoretically that all of these insults, whether it's appreciation, nothing matters at all at the end of the day. But in reality, we do get affected. But if we do end up getting affected, then we will remove the stability of our mental state easily, and God has not taught us that. So it's important that we it's important that we focus on our own mental state, because we will never know who will come and insult us. We do not have that control over other people, when and how we will get insulted. So we need to focus on ourselves, so that we always have in our backup on how to ensure that our mental state always stays stable. And the only solution is to work on our own mental stability every single day. Every single day, if we keep on working on our mental stability, and if every single day we work on our mental stability, the more powerful we become. And then there comes a time when not just insults, even appreciation cannot affect us. Nothing can affect us. Nothing can make us move. Nothing can make us emotional. Nothing can make us sensitive. For example, there can come a situation where there's some conflicts at work, in life, in personal relationships, and if I keep on working on my mental stability every single day, there will come a time that no matter what the situation in front of us, you will be able to stay mentally stable. And for that, the solution is to keep on doing meditation every single day. Now some people come in and say that we can't do meditation every day, we get distracted. That is also right, but we need to make it a practice. We need to practice, and for that there is one thing that we can do, a very simple thing that anyone can do, and the thing is to read. The entire day, there's 4 things that we can do for 5 minutes each. We can do it 7 times the entire day for 3 minutes each, 21 minutes all in total through the day. So the point is to focus on number 21. So the idea is to make our subconscious mind powerful. So what we need to do is to stay at peace and then breathe and focus on our breath. Stay calm, stay peace, let the thoughts flow, Do not do anything, just focus on your breath. Let it flow in, let it flow out. The second thing,
ब्रेथ को देखते देखते मन में संकल्प करो
while observing your breathing,
कि मैं एक
create
दिव्य
a thought
शक्ति
in your
आत्मा हूँ,
mind
जो कि
that
हम
I am a
सभी जानते हैं।
divine soul,
जैसे कई बार आप थक कर आते
a
हो
divinely
तो क्या
powerful
कहते हैं
soul. So imagine what
कि मेरी
happens when
आत्मा
you
को
are very
चाहिए,
tired and
या कुछ
then you
अच्छा
come
काम
home.
होता है तो
What
आज
do you
मेरी
say?
आत्मा को
You
कुछ
say
शुभ ही
that
काम
I
मिल गया।
just
आत्मा
I'm
शब्द हम
very
बोलते
tired
हैं,
today.
राइट?
If something good happens, then you say I'm very happy today. You say that in everyday life, right?
कोई शरीर छोड़ता है तो कहते परमात्मा सदगत आत्मा को शांति
If
देना, प्रेयर
someone
करते हैं ना।
leaves the
तो मैं
body, then we
एक
always say
आत्मा हूँ,
God
ये
bless
तो
the soul.
सत्य है।
So it's
सत्य
very
के
true
साथ
that
कनेक्ट होने से शक्ति
I'm
आती है,
a soul.
आत्मशक्ति,
And when
आत्मबल।
we become so
तो
conscious,
ब्रीदिंग को देखते देखते धीरे
we
धीरे
become
धीरे
powerful.
अपनी अंगुली यहाँ
So
प्रकृति के
when you are
बीच में रखो
breathing, while you're observing your breathing, keep
और
your focus
कहो
in the
मैं
middle of your
आत्मा हूँ,
forehead and
मैं
say to yourself
शांत और
that I am a
स्थिर हूँ।
soul, I am a peaceful soul, I am a divinely powerful
कुछ क्षण
soul.
के लिए अभ्यास करो।
For a few seconds, practice that.
दूसरा, कुछ
The
क्षण के
second
लिए
thing,
मुट्ठी बंद करके खोलो।
for a few
कई बार कोई
seconds,
व्यक्ति
tighten
सचमुच
your
बहुत
fists
कड़वे
and
शब्द
then
बोल
open your
देता है,
fist.
हमने बहुत कुछ अच्छा किया है, फिर जब
Sometimes
उसी
when
शब्द बोलता
someone
है
else
तो थोड़ी
comes
देर
in
के
and
लिए,
insults you
क्योंकि हम
even for
सभी
the good
मनुष्य
things
हैं,
that you did,
थोड़ी देर के लिए हमारा मन
for a few
अशांत और तन भी
things, for a
अशांत
few
होता है,
seconds, our
क्योंकि मन की
mind
इमोशनल
does
फीलिंग्स
get a
तुरंत
little
तन को
unstable
इफेक्ट
because
करती
we
है
have not practiced
और
that
तन
enough,
में
and
भी
it's kind
हलचल
of
आ
natural
जाती
at the
है,
moment
गला
to
सूख जाता
become a
है,
little
बॉडी ठंडी हो
wavered at
जाती
the
है, क्या
insults. Our
करूँ क्या
body
नहीं
becomes a
करूँ
little
ऐसे हो
cold,
जाता
it
है।
becomes a little nervous, our
ब्रीथ बंद
hands
करो,
become sweaty.
बंद
So,
करके
what we
खोलो
need to do at this moment is to
और
close our
मुट्ठी
eyes,
को, मन को प्रकृति के बीच में
breathe
चमकते
deeply,
सितारे के रूप में देखो।
close our fist, open our fist, then
आपका मन
keep our
धीरे
focus
धीरे शांत होगा,
on
आपकी
the middle of
बुद्धि
our
धीरे धीरे
forehead and
स्थिर
think of
होगी,
ourselves
आपके
as the
तन की
soul.
परिस्थितियाँ
And
जो
once you become
कभी
so
आपको नर्वस
conscious, you
फील
start
कराती हैं,
becoming a little more
कभी आपको
stable, and the
थोड़ा
insults
बहुत
won't matter anymore.
निर्बल फील कराती हैं।
And even
कोई तो
if you
कहता है
might
मैं
feel
तो
inferior
हिल
in
गया,
such a
ऐसे कहते हैं
situation,
ना,
and
ऐसे
in
शब्द बोले तो
such
मेरा तो
situations,
जैसे खून
sometimes
ठंडा
even
हो गया, ऐसा भी कोई
people
कहते
even
हैं।
say that, I
और
just
तीसरा आप
trembled
करो
inside.
अपने शोल्डर्स अप, बैक
So
एंड
what you
डाउन।
can do is you can move
अभी
your
भी कर
shoulders
सकते हो
up
मेरे साथ।
and then move your
मुट्ठी बंद
shoulders a
करके
little down. You
खोलो,
can do
अपने
this with me
शोल्डर्स
right
अप
now as well.
बैक एंड डाउन
Do
करो
this with me.
और
Move your
ब्रीथ
shoulders
करो
a little up. You
और
breathe
अपने
in
को
while
इस
doing that,
सुंदर
and
चैतन्य
then
शक्ति
you breathe
आत्मा
out. Move
प्रकृति
your
के बीच में
shoulders
देखो।
down, and while doing this,
ये चार
keep a
चीजें
very
एक
stable,
साथ
so
करने
conscious
से
state and tell yourself, I'm a
हमारे
peaceful soul.
मन और तन पर हमारा
When
बहुत
you do
सरल ढंग
this,
से
it
मैनेजमेंट आ
brings you
जाता
a
है।
lot of more powerful control
इसलिए हम
over
कहते
your
हैं
own
अपमान को
body.
सहन नहीं करना है,
So
अपमान
you
को
don't
मैनेज
have to
करना है,
tolerate insults, you
हमें
have to
अपने आप को
manage
ऐसे
the insults.
ऑर्गेनाइज करना है
You have to
कि
organize yourself
अपमानजनक
in such a
स्थिति को
way
हम अच्छी तरह से
that
पार
even
कर
if
सकें।
insults come your way, you are able to manage it well
और फिर
and deflect it out of your
ऐसा
life.
करते करते संकल्प करते हैं मैं आत्मा
And
शक्ति हूँ,
while
मैं
you do this,
आत्मा
while
तन
you
हूँ।
practice that you are a peaceful soul, a very
फिर
blissful
बीच बीच
soul,
में रिलैक्सेशन का अभ्यास करते हैं,
then you can
विजुअलाइजेशन
start
करते हैं।
practicing relaxation
विजुअलाइज करो
techniques. You can start visualizing things.
कि मैं एक
You can
ओशन के
visualize
किनारे
things like you are on a beach
और
next to an
अपने मन में
ocean.
जो भी नेगेटिव फीलिंग आई, नर्वसनेस आई,
And
थोड़ा
if you
डर
have
आया,
the negative
घबराहट
feelings
आया,
that you are feeling in
गला
your
सूख गया,
body,
जो भी ऐसी
like
भावनाएं
a
आई,
thirsty
तो आप
throat,
ऐसे
a
सोचो
dry
मैं ओशन
throat,
के पास खड़ी हूँ
then you
और ये
think of
सारी
yourself,
नेगेटिव फीलिंग्स
then
को
you
मैं
feel
ओशन में
yourself
स्वाहा कर देती
standing next to the ocean, and then
हूँ।
you
देन
throw
अपने
every
आप को
negative
7
feeling
बार
into the
संकल्प
ocean.
करो इट्स
Think
ओके
of
टू
it
लेट गो एंड
for 7
रिलैक्स।
times. Every single time you throw
कोई भी
those
बात को मेरे सिर पर
negativities
लेने की
into the
जरूरत नहीं
ocean.
है,
You
इट्स
don't
ओके
have to
टू
take
लेट गो
things
एंड
to your head. You
रिलैक्स।
don't have to take things to your
सारे
heart.
दिन
You
में
just
एक बार मन
deflect
से
those insults, those
विजुअलाइजेशन से
negativities
ओशन
into
की
the
विजिट
ocean.
करो
You can do this
और
multiple
अपने
times in
मन
a
में
day
कोई
and
भी
visit
कारण
that
से कोई
ocean
भी
to keep
प्रकार
on
की नेगेटिव
deflecting those
फीलिंग्स आई है
negativities
उसको
into the
ओशन में
ocean.
स्वाहा करके
Whatever
7
negative
बार
feeling
ये
you have, you
संकल्प
can
कर
throw
लो,
it
जो
into
आपको
the
1
ocean.
मिनट में हो जाएगा,
You can do this
2 मिनट
within
में हो
1 minute
जाएगा,
itself,
लेकिन
maximum
बहुत
2
बड़ी
minutes
प्राप्ति कराएगा।
as well. But
जैसे हम
even those 1
विटामिन
or
की
2
गोली
minutes
लेते हैं,
will give you
विटामिन
a
सी,
lot of
विटामिन डी,
relief.
ये जो
Like
वो
how
हम
you take
खाते
supplements
हैं,
like vitamin C,
2
D,
मिनट भी नहीं
we
लगता है, हाथ में
eat them.
पानी का
It
गिलास
does
लिया
not even
खाया
take us a
और
few
उसका
seconds.
हमको मदद मिली।
Shanti
Even
Gajan.
that 1 or 2
लेकिन
seconds of
सभी
taking those
विटामिन्स को
supplements, we
उम्र
get
के
a lot of
बाद या
benefit
ऐसे
out
ही
of
अपने
that.
को मेंटेन करने के
Even
लिए
older people take those supplements, even children take those supplements. So even those 1 or 2 seconds count. So similarly, when you stand next to the ocean in your mind, you visualize yourself sending the negativities into the ocean. It helps, it benefits. Eventually, this helps. The breathing helps. You being soul conscious helps. Throwing things into the ocean helps. Putting your shoulders up and down helps. The visualization also helps. And letting go of all of these things will help. You have to give yourself the thought of letting go. So whatever thought you give to your mind, it will be accepted by the mind. You only have to give that thought. You have to accept yourself and make sure that in the entire day, even if it's just for 1 or 2 minutes, go into your backyards or the terrace or wherever you can go to look at the sky. When you look at the sky, you start feeling a lot more powerful. You start feeling that power. The sky has a lot of satellites, a lot of divine satellites. So you start closing your eyes and feeling those energies from the sky coming to you. There's another thing that I want to discuss. In the entire day, make sure that you drink water at least 6 times a day. You can put specific timings in your diary. It could be 2 or 3 minutes long each time, but every single time, drink water. And whenever you do drink the water, hold the water in your hand and create a thought. That this water is full of Supreme Soul's power. This water is the fountain of youth. It's the fountain of peace. This water is full of power and peace, and whatever quality that you want in your life, you can imagine that power being put into the water by Supreme Soul and drink it. Sometimes, we know that we are talented enough to be successful, but we are not able to achieve that success. So what you can do is achieve that success by doing the water thing for 21 days straight, sending positive vibrations to water and then drinking that water. For example, if I know that if I act humbly, then my interpersonal relationships will be better. I know it within me that I need to be humble. So every single time you charge the water with humility. You can do the same with food. You charge the food with humility. You send it humble vibrations. So whatever you want to achieve in your work life or your life in general, you can do that. I always say 3 P's.
Pause, peace and positivity.
Pause, peace and positivity.
ये सब करते करते आप में वो आएगा.
While doing all of these activities, you will be able to pause. Whatever situation happens, you'll be able to pause at any point. Like if you even wake up late, you will be able to pause for a second. Like sometimes if you're waking late, you become a little terrified of what is going to happen. Oh my God. And then no, you can pause. You can breathe in. You can become so conscious for a few seconds. Even if it just takes 1 minute, that 1 minute will become so powerful and it will charge you so much that even if you woke up half an hour late, it will make you efficient enough to cover that time within the next 15 minutes. But the point is to make sure that your mind, the thoughts become positive. And you need to focus on pause, peace and positivity. By pausing, you will be able to ensure to not lose your peace and positivity. And through that, you can achieve so many things. You can start by taking baths or like small activities that make sure that you do not lose out on your peace or positivity. Even if for 5 seconds you put the finger in the middle of your forehead and say, I'm a peaceful soul, even if it takes just 5 seconds, even if you do that for just 5 seconds, it will be enough to make you feel that peaceful. You have to keep on pausing in your busy life, even for 5 seconds every single time. Every single time you pause your life, you will be able to feel that peace and positivity. All of these situations, the external situations, trigger our emotions, and every single time our heart becomes weak, our emotions become weak, and that is when we start feeling insulted when someone says negative words. And eventually that starts affecting our bodies as well. We start feeling insulted, and eventually it hurts our body. So all these activities ensure that all these insults never get to affect not just our feelings but also our body. At one point you will start realizing that it's not just insults, but nothing else can impact your emotions as well. Suppose some natural calamity does happen or something negative situation does happen, we will be able to ensure that our inner peace stays there, that every single time that we can visualize God being our companion. Like it's said that the person who has God by their side, who can really challenge that person? So it's important to know that the outside situation should not affect the inside of me. The inside of me should be able to affect the outside. So these are some of the laws of our life that we need to ensure that the mental stability is like a necklace of our necks,
ओम
and
शांति
that will
हंसा
help us.
बहन, थैंक यू सो
That is
मच।
something that we need to
आपने इतने
ensure. Om
कम समय
Shanti.
में हमें इतनी सारी टिप्स दी है
BK
जो
Ashna
मैं
is
समझती हूँ
thanking
यदि
Sister
हम
Hansa
रोज करें तो
for the
डेफिनेटली
tips
हमारे
that she
जीवन में
has given.
परिवर्तन आ सकता
A
है।
lot of small tips,
मैं
small
रिक्वेस्ट
tips
करना
have been
चाहती हूँ
given
अगर कोई
that
अपना कैमरा ऑन
can
करना
help
चाहे
us
तो दैट वुड बी
deflect insults in
नाइस।
our daily
मैं
life.
भी हंसा
Now I
बहन
would
को
like
रिक्वेस्ट करने वाली हूँ
to
कि
invite people
जैसे
to switch
आपने
on their
सारी ये
cameras and
जो
ask
9-10
questions if they
टिप्स
have
बताई
any,
हैं,
based on
इट वाज
any
रियली
information
ब्यूटीफुल।
that
जैसे
Sister
आपने
Hansa
ब्रीदिंग की
has
एक्सरसाइज
shared,
बताई,
any tips that she has
रोज
shared.
मेडिटेशन करना,
She has given us
अफर्मेशंस के
such
साथ
beautiful
अपने
tips
को
of meditating every single
आत्मा
day,
समझना,
to become so
मुट्ठी खोल
conscious,
बंद करना,
to open
शोल्डर्स
and
अप
close our
डाउन रखना,
fists, to put our
विजुलाइज करना।
shoulders
ये
up
मुझे
and
बहुत
down,
अच्छा लगा कि
to
सारे दिन
visualize.
में कम से कम 7 बार, जैसे आपने
You
बताया
can also
कि
visualize 7
ओशन, अपने
times
आप को विजुलाइज
once a
करके
day,
ओशन में जाओ और अपनी
to
सारी
visualize
नेगेटिविटी
being
को
next to the
ओशन
ocean and
में
throwing all our
दे दो
negativities
तो
into
हमसे
the
ये
ocean.
निकल जाएगी। इट वाज रियली
And that will
ब्यूटीफुल
make us
क्योंकि
feel at peace.
ये एक सूक्ष्म चीज़ है, सबल
So
चीज़ है जो
all these
डेफिनेटली
very
काम
subtle
करती है।
things
फिर आपने जिस बताया,
count a
दिस वाज
lot.
आल्सो ब्यूटीफुल, जैसे आपने बताया कि
It
आसमान
was
में
also
देखो
beautiful
और वहाँ से
about
डिवाइन
the tip
एनर्जीज को
where
अपने
you
लाइफ में
shared how
वेलकम
we
करो।
can look at the sky,
मैंने ये
and
पहले
looking at the
कभी नहीं
sky
सुना था,
helps
विच इज़
us
रियली
feel
ब्यूटीफुल कि यस
powerful,
हम
and that is something that I've
प्रकृति से
never heard
कितना कुछ
before,
ले
and
सकते
that's
हैं।
what makes
और
it
जैसे आपने
beautiful,
पानी को चार्ज
about how
करके
much power we can
पीना,
take from
हर
the sky.
हमारी जो कमियां है, जिस शक्ति की
And
कमी
even
है,
the tip that
उसको
you can
याद
charge your
करके यदि हम
water
करें तो
by
हमारा जीवन
remembering
डेफिनेटली परिवर्तन
positivity
हो सकता
and
है।
sending that positive
और आपने
vibrations
बताया
into the water
3
and
पीज जो आपका
drinking that
मुझे लगता है
water. You
फेवरेट
even
है,
mentioned the 3
पॉज,
P's,
पीस एंड
which
पॉजिटिविटी।
was pause,
तो
peace,
हर
and
कार्य में,
positivity.
कोई भी कार्य से पहले
So
यदि
in
हम
every single
इसको यूज
action
करें,
that you are about
पॉज,
to take,
देखें कि क्या
all you
कार्य
need to
करना
do
है,
is
फिर वो कार्य
pause.
पीसफुली
You
करें
need to
तो उसका
look at the
रिजल्ट पॉजिटिव
situation,
हो
and
सकता है।
eventually, automatically,
और
you will
जैसे
be
आपने
at peace,
बताया, इनसाइड
and with
आउट एंड नॉट
positivity, you will
आउटसाइड
become
इन।
efficient enough
तो बहुत
to
सुंदर
work on
तरीके से
that.
आपने इतने कम समय में हमें
And
इतने
the
टिप्स
fact
दी
that
हैं।
our
और
inside should
यस, आई
affect
वुड
the outside, not the
रिक्वेस्ट यू,
outside
यदि
should be
आप हमें
impacting
इन्हीं
our
टिप्स के
inside.
ऊपर अगर विद इन 3-4 मिनट्स अगर आप हमें एक
So I would
मेडिटेशन
request
का
Sister
अनुभव
Hansa
कराए
if
तो
she could
आई
help
थिंक वो
us
ऐसा एक
give
मेडिटेशन
a
होगा
guided
जो
commentary
जो
or some
हमारे
meditation
दर्शक हैं,
tips
अगर हम
about
वो
all of
एक्सपीरियंस
these
अभी करें तो फिर रोज कर सकते
tips and
हैं
ideas
ये।
that you
सो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू,
mentioned.
अगर आप
That meditation
मेडिटेशन
commentary
कराए तो
could
दैट
really
बी
help our
रियली हेल्पफुल।
viewers. Sister Hansa said sure, and thanked the audience. And Sister Hansa hopes that at least one of these things will help you in your life. And like I've said, that you need to do these things even for 5 seconds. and that is just the preparation of meditation. And then you have to start doing meditation properly, and that will help you create a mental stability very strongly. Now we will do a meditation commentary. Please sit comfortably. Put both of your feet on the floor. You can sit cross-legged, or if you're sitting on the chair, you can put your feet on the floor. 12 inches apart the feet should be. Let the shoulders be relaxed and feel comfortable. Let your breathing be natural. Observe your breathing. And then look at the point of light in your forehead. Experience the soul. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself that my life is in my hands. And today, I will create a positive thought that Supreme Soul's power and powerful protection will protect me, and I will prepare my soul to face the world. We will visualize two things. We will fly from our third eye's visualization and then reach an ocean. And in our mind, if there is anything that brings negativity or makes us feel stressed, any anger, any sadness, if there's any negative memory in your mind, if there's anything about inferiority or anything negative, collect all of those negativity in your body, bring it outside of your body, similar to how you undress your clothes, your scarves, your cap. Undress your negativity and throw it into the ocean. Look at those negative scarves and negativity flowing way out of your sight. Whatever is not useful to you or your body is being thrown into the ocean, and it's floating far, far away. I tell myself that it is okay to let go and relax. And then I go towards the ocean's waves and tell my negative emotions and memories, and I tell them bye, goodbye, goodbye forever. Thank you for making me free. Thank you for making me free. Thank you for making me free. And then you feel light. And then visualize yourself looking at the sky. Let your hands loose. And then look at the vast, vast sky. How light is that vast sky? And the sky is sending very divine, powerful vibrations to you. And those vibrations are being absorbed by me and my body. And I can feel a lot of bliss spreading through my body. Although it's said that God lives beyond the skies, so whatever faith you have, whatever Lord you pray to, whatever universe you believe in, you visualize them beyond the sky and invite their powers to come and get absorbed in your body to come reach you, and then you promise yourself that your life will always be full of this divine power. From today onwards, you will start a new chapter. A new perspective will be adopted. A new step will be taken for the journey of my life. Whatever has happened till now, I will let go of it. And from now on, I will create a new picture of my life. I will see freshness in life. I will feel blissness. I will feel bliss and happiness in my life, a lot of joy in my life, and with that joy, I will step forward. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Thank you again for inviting me, and thank you again for joining the talk. Sister Ashni is thanking her for the talk. The tips that you had shared, the meditation that you have shared on those tips, our audience have definitely experienced a lot of positivity on it, and they promise to practice on it. We hope to see you sometime in London, UK soon. Whenever you come, we will welcome you with open arms. We hope that you will come soon to UK. Thank you so much.